What's good? What's good, my favorite people? This your guy, Whitehaven Mayray Coin. I'm back with another video, guys. This is going to be a special ride along video for my YouTube family. Um, y'all, I've been doing YouTube for a long time, and I really enjoy doing it. But over these last couple of months, I took a break of doing YouTube. Um, like I love doing these the daily weekend vlogs because I work during the week and I really don't be having time to do like a daily vlog during the week because my job is a overnight job. So I work overnight from 4 to 12:30 a.m. So I be sleep during the day. And y'all, I be tired. I'm telling you, I be tired. But guys, change the plans. Change the plans. I have a special announcement, guys. I have a special announcement. Y'all, I'm officially a CDL holder. Yes, y'all, I am a commercial driver license holder, guys. I got my CDL a little bit over 2 weeks ago. Matter of fact, it was on Juneteenth, guys. It was on a Thursday. I got it on a Thursday. And y'all, I'm talking about, I was so excited when that man told me that I passed. Because, guys, just to give y'all a quick story time of that whole experience. So, guys, I already took my test twice before. I failed twice before. So, the first two times that I took my test, it was during the old testing, like the old testing. So I was still classified as a driver or as a student that was doing the old test. But once I did my test again for the last time, I was under the new test. So the new test is easier than the first test because there's a lot of different parts. Hold on, y'all. My bad, y'all. I had a phone call. My pops called me and asked me something. But back to what I was saying. So, like I was saying, the new test was pretty easier than the old test because the old test was really like classified as like, the NCAB pre-trip. I had, instead of one maneuver, I had 3 maneuvers. Okay, I had the straight line, offset left or right, and I had the parallel left or right, or the 90. Okay, so that first maneuver, straight line. That second maneuver, they can either tell you to offset to the left or offset to the right. Then that last maneuver, they can either tell you to do a parallel left or right, or do the 90. When I say left or right, as far as like, your sight side and your blind side. So I did my straight line. Then when I got to the offset, I was sight side offset. So I was able to see out my driver's side mirror. So, and then when I got to my last maneuver, he gave me the option to do the parallel left or right, or sight side or blind side, or the 90. So I chose the 90. So I did the 90. Bro, I was so amazed that I was able to fix the problem on the way back. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, with the old testing, really, like, to be honest, guys, I feel like if we testing out, we shouldn't get penalized for getting out and look. We shouldn't get penalized for getting out and look, because once we get here to the real world, we're going to be doing that anyway, getting out and looking to make sure that we don't hit nothing. So I got out probably 3 times. I got out 3 times, guys. But how the old testing was, you had 2 free get outs, 2 free pull-ups. Anything after that, you was accumulating points. Okay, so I got out 3 times. for the night. On my way back, I was so, amazed to fix the problem going backwards, because once I cut the wheel to the right, because that was my problem. My problem was on the right. What they say, they always say, if your problem's on the right, turn to the right. If your problem to the left, turn to the left. But my problem was on the right. So I ended up turning right to bring the trailer left. Once I seen that trailer going where I wanted to go, I was like, cool, boom, I'm in there. So because the amount of space that we had wasn't that much space. So I got in there. I got out for the third time to make sure that I was between the two cones. So I got out, I looked, I said, okay, I think I backed back a little bit. But once I got back in, once I head back towards the truck, the examiner told me, if you got it again, there'll be an automatic fail. So I'm like, okay. Cause in my mind, I'm like, bro, I didn't accumulate that many points, bro. It probably took me like a good 7 minutes to back into that spot. I'm talking about from the setup, like when I first started for my setup, and then actually putting the truck in the spot, it probably took me like a good 7 minutes. Okay, I feel like that was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So I got back in the truck. I bagged back, and all of a sudden, I honked the horn, right? Because I took a executive decision, like, okay, I feel like I'm in the spot. Because you can't tell me, you can't see, like, from behind you, right? You can't see behind you, you know what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna have no choice but to get out and look. So I took an educated guess, honked the horn. I get out, look to the right, guys. I'm talking about, I look to the right. The trailer was sitting on top of a cone. Like, I was in the spot, but I backed back too far. I'm like, wow. That man was on the phone for like a good 10 minutes. He talked about, I'm gonna have to retest you. I'm like, what? I'm like, man. So, during this time, guys, after I failed that second time, so that was a quick story time on my second time taking the test. When I failed that second time, guys, I probably took a month break, guys. A month break. On the simple fact that I wasn't, how can I say it? I was ready, but I didn't have the patience to go to the school, right? Go to the school, practice the new maneuver. I probably did the new test. The new test. I didn't have the time to go to the school and practice on the new test, but I did it one time. Okay, I did it one time. I went through the whole process one time. But after that one time, I probably took 3 weeks. Yep, I took 3 weeks, y'all. I took 3 weeks. After them 3 weeks, I'm like, bro, like, I'm ready to test out again, and all that good stuff. So once they gave me the guideline, the study guide, they gave us a study guide of the new test, as far as like the pre-trip and the in-cab, stuff like that. So once they gave me the study guide for the new test, at the bottom of the paper, right, it said you can bring the paper with you as a checklist, okay, as a checklist. So I'm like, wow, I'm like, okay. But if they see that it's been written on, you couldn't use it. So I didn't write on that paper at all. I was just glancing through it. But as far as like the pre-trip and the in-cab, it was shorter, because a lot of stuff that I was naming during the old testing is not on the new test. So I'm like, okay, cool, boom. So it took me 3 weeks to retest again, because I didn't have the patience to go to the school and practice, because I can't control how the instructors operate the pad. Okay, we was on the pad, so you might have 10 people out there waiting on one truck, but it's like 3 other trucks out there. But out of them 3 trucks, only one worked. All right, so I got trained. I was trained in the manual truck, But I end up testing out in an automatic, okay? I end up testing out in an automatic. Like, don't get me wrong, guys. I can drive a standardized truck, like a 10-speed. I can do a 10-speed. No problem. I can do a 10-speed. So, but the truck that they was testing out in, I wasn't used to driving. I don't care what nobody say. If you not used to driving that truck, far as like the styles of the shift gear, like the gears are the same, but the shifter is not spaced out. Like, was it like I was trained in a Freightliner Coronado, but we were testing out in a Freightliner Cascadia. And that Freightliner 10-speed Cascadia, like, they gears were so close together, like, man, like, I was going to be grinding like a mud. I was going to be grinding, guys. I was going to be grinding. But in that Coronado, the gears was kind of, like, spaced out. So I had enough time to, put it in gear, you know what I'm saying, with no problem. So I was like, no, I'm not going to test out, manual because I'm not used to driving that truck. That's just me. I don't care what nobody say, it's just me. So I told them I was gonna test out in an automatic, easy. They already know I know how to drive, so I really didn't get that much drive time during that 3-week period. Cause they said, bro, you don't need to go driving because you know how to drive. Cool. So I took me 3 weeks. On the simple fact that they had people at the school trying to, practice, and they would only operate out of one truck. So I didn't have the patience to be waiting. So I came back after I found out that one of my classmates passed. So I came back, and guys, it took me a week. It took me a week to learn the new test, the new maneuver. It was like how the testing was. They call it the box. So it took me a week to learn the box and go over my in-cab and my pre-trip. Cool. So I tested out on the Thursday, which was June 19th. And guys, I'm gonna try to make this part as quick as possible. Guys, that whole test took me 2 hours. It took me 2 hours to complete because my test was at 2 o'clock that evening. Y'all, it was hot. It was hot. I had to drive 45 minutes from my house to a lot down here in Tunica, Mississippi. Really, it's called Robinsonville, Mississippi. So I drove that 45 minutes down there to Robinsonville to test out. It was just me and the examiner. He got everything set up and stuff. He put the automatic. He hooked the automatic truck to a trailer, and we went from there. So got in the truck, did my in-cab, passed, no problem. Went outside and did my pre-trip. I did have the paper, because they said I could bring the paper as a checklist. So, y'all, once I opened up that hood, I just started naming stuff, as I see it. I wasn't even looking at that paper at all. I was just naming stuff. You know what I'm saying? I did the belt, the coolant, the power steering, reservoir, the brake pad, brake drum, brake shoes, brake lines, brake chambers, the spring mount, the airbags, the steering linkage, the slack adjuster push rod. Like, I was just naming stuff, you know what I'm saying? And once I got to the part where you hooking up to the trailer, right? Like the airlines and stuff like that. I named the airlines, and I named stuff. What else I named? The fifth wheel. Please don't move. Please do not move. I did the. I named the fifth wheel, the apron, the locking jaws, the kingpin, the shank. What else I did? What else I named? I named something else too, but it was short. So once I started talking about the side of the truck, for like the fuel tank, the depth tank, and I had to talk about one marker light. I think I had to talk about that marker light like the left turn signal, right turn signal, forward flashers. After I talked about that, guys, when I got to the side of the trailer, all I had to talk about was the landing gear and the reflector tape. That was it. And then I went to the back of the trailer. All I had to talk about was my lights and the DOT bumper and the reflector tape. That was it, guys. I'm like, wow. Past that, then when he said we do the maneuvers, I did the pull up. I had to do a pull and stop. So I did a pull up and stop. I had to make sure that the bumper was between the two cones in the front. So I pulled up and stopped automatically. Got 5 points. So with that box test, the most you can get is 12 points. Automatically, 5. I'm like, wow. So I did that, right? I said, man, once he told me to pull up and do my straight line, boom, pull up, did the straight line. Then once I pulled up again, I had to do a pull up, and then I had to turn out. It's like a pull up and then turn out. But in the midst of me turning out to get set up to back in the box, I had to make sure that my trailer tires on my passenger side hit these yellow lines. So once I pulled out, I just automatically cut to the right. And once I cut to the right and I seen them trailer tires hit that line, I said, boom, I'm good. But just to let y'all know, guys, I wasn't straight, okay? At that point, I just said, I look at it like, okay, I'm not straight. But don't get me wrong, guys, I know how to get straight. I know how to get straight. But at that point, I wasn't straight, so I just said, we just finna do it how we do it. We just finna get in how we get in, no matter what. Like, if you can get in that spot, you can get in there with no problem. So I back and I cut the truck. I turned the truck to the right. I turned the wheel to the right so I can make the trailer come left. So once I got back in front of the trailer and I seen from the side of my truck, from the side of the truck, right, I straight lined back towards the box and I cut the wheel to the right. I'm talking about once I cut that wheel to the right, guys, and got back in front of that truck, bro, I was dead center in the box. I was in the box, guys. I was in the box. No problem. But that whole time, y'all, my head was hurting. I'm talking about my head was pounding. It was hot. I was sweating. My head was hurting. I was hungry. And I'm like, Lord, please get me through the first couple of tests. Get me through the NCAP. Get me through the pre-trip. And also get me through this box. Like, if you can guide me through these 3 tests, and I just make it to the driving part, thank you. Once the examiner got back in the truck and said, we're finna go driving, y'all, I was so happy because I knew that I was going to pass. So, got in the truck, put the truck in and drive. He told me to, watch my mirrors and stuff like that. I was like, cool, say no more. Y'all, when we got the parking lot, and he told me to make that first left, see, on the driving test, you're going to accumulate 30 points. Once he told me to make that first left, guys, and he looked up and seen out my driver's side mirror that my trailer tires glanced over the turning lane, he dot that paper, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, that'll be the last time he dot that paper. I'm talking, that man didn't have to touch that paper at all. And the driving part was like 40 minutes. We were driving for like 40 minutes. Mississippi, big. It ain't nothing but the country. So if you can drive in Mississippi or drive in any type of country state where like open roads and stuff like that, like, you should have no problem. But I know when it comes to the weather, like, they have them big high winds and stuff. You gotta pay attention to the high winds and stuff. But if you can drive in like a country state where there's an open field, open land, and open roads, like, you should be able to pass. You know what I'm saying? So he told me to drive. He told me to make 2 lefts, 2 rights. We hopped on 61. See, US 61 in Mississippi is just number 2-lane highways, 60 miles per hour, and that's it. But me personally, the speed limit was 60, but I was going 58. I ain't gonna cap, guys. I was going 58 miles per hour. I feel like that was a safe speed for me. You know what I'm saying? But if the speed limit was like 65, I'd be going like 63. You know what I'm saying? That, like, I feel like 2 miles below the actual speed limit is a safe speed for me in a truck. You know what I'm saying? But like, don't get me wrong. Like, I can get up to 70 miles per hour, but I just feel like 2 miles under the speed limit, you know, I feel like it was a safe speed. So I did, I didn't hit no lights. Well, it was some lights, but I was able to catch the light before the light catch me. You know what I'm saying? So we barely even stopped. The only time that we stopped was when we came across a stop sign, and the only time that I slowed down is when we came across a state trooper. That was it. Other than that, that driving was a piece of cake. Only mistake I had was when I made my first left and the driver side tire, trailer tire, was going over the turn lane, because I ain't turned wide enough. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool. But once we came back to the lot, and he told me that I passed, y'all, I was so excited. I was like, I down there about to cry in the truck, y'all. Like, that's how excited that I was. But I was just too hurt. Like, I was in pain to even cry. You know what I'm saying? But I got the truck and I told the man, I said, bro, you just don't know that you just changed my life. And he did. That man just changed my life. That man changed my life, bro. Even though I was the one doing the work, but when he told me that I passed, he just changed my life. So, y'all, I'm like so excited to start my new journey. I went to work that following Monday. No, that following Tuesday. I took that Monday off because I wasn't feeling too good. But I went back to work that following Tuesday, and I went to work and I put my 2 weeks notice in, guys. I've been working at the same job for the last 7 years, guys. I work for Nike. Don't get me wrong, guys. Nike is a great company, but the building that I'm in, I just didn't see myself moving up in that building. Even though I was doing different things within the company, I just feel like it would have been hard to move up in that company. I enjoy working with my coworkers. I enjoy working in the department that I work in. I worked in shipping, so we was dealing with a lot of live loads, dealing with a lot of truck drivers that are coming in at the shipping office and stuff like that. And all I was saying, like, that could be me one day, you know, on the other side. So, after 7 years, like, it's been real. I told them that I passed. I told them when I was going to leave. So next week is going to be my last week at my job, and I start my new job that following Tuesday on the 15th. So after 7 years at Nike, it's been real. I'm going to miss the place, but I'm not going to miss the work. I'm going to miss the people, but not the work. Because, you know, the work speaks for itself. Like, I just got tired looking at them boxes. I just got tired of dealing with that stuff. But I'm gonna miss my coworkers. Like, that group of people, they funny. They all some characters. Like, I'm talking about, if you could put them on a show, I promise y'all they're gonna go viral. They're gonna go viral. So I'm gonna miss them, but I'm not gonna miss the work. Like I said, it's a great company. I will make good money. And yes, guys, it was just time. You know what I'm saying? It was just time for me to move on to start my actual career. Like, trucking always been my go-to, or my dream. Like, trucking always been my dream. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm gonna be starting at Warner Enterprise. So I'm just gonna tell y'all where I'm gonna be starting at. I'm gonna be starting at Warner Enterprise over there in West Memphis, because I feel like Warner was the best fit for me. You know what I'm saying? As far as like my plans and my goals in trucking, I feel like Warner is a great starting company for me. I don't know about everybody else, but I just know for me. They did have Snyder in West Memphis. I think it's PTL in West Memphis. And what else? I'm trying to think of another truck company over there in West Memphis. trying to see. But I just know they had Snyder and Warner and PTL in West Memphis. And, you know, in Memphis we have Swift, JB Hunt, Kroger's, Old Dominion, Pacific Logistics, Expeditors, what they call it, JMC. Who else? Saya, Central. I think I said Old Dominion. Old Dominion. ABF. Yeah, ABF. Hirschbach. I've been seeing a lot of Hirschbach trucks. I don't know if Hirschbach will put a terminal down here in Memphis, because I see a bunch of Hirschbach trucks over there off of Brooks Road. So Hirschbach. Trying to see, guys. Premier. And I think I said Saya. Oh my gosh, guys, it's another company that I seen. Oh my gosh. And we got them tanker jobs too. Like Love's, Pilot, KAG, KAG. I think that's how you pronounce it. But those are pretty much like the trucking companies in my area. But I chose Warner because I feel like they fit my plans, like my home time and stuff like that. Cause the account don't be on. I'm be gone for a week, but I be home every weekend. It just all depends on how I want to like run, like do I want to work Monday through Friday or Tuesday through Saturday? I think I'm gonna take that Tuesday through Saturday, because Mondays do get hard for me. So I might just do that Tuesday through Saturday, and I'm gonna be off Sunday and Monday. So I think I'm gonna take that. But at Warner, I'm gonna start off on the Dollar General Fresh account, because at the time that was the only position that they had open for as like a solo driver, and it was a dedicated account. I would be operating out of 3 states, but my home terminal is West Memphis, but my main DC that I'm gonna be picking loads out of is in Little Rock, Arkansas. I guess at the Dollar General DC out of Little Rock. So I'm be based. I'm my home terminal is West Memphis, but I'm be based out of Little Rock for like getting my loads and stuff from the Dollar General account, and I'm gonna be on the Dollar General Fresh account. And I'll be running out of Missouri, Arkansas, and Tennessee. The lady did tell me I might have to go out my jurisdiction just in case, or just, you know, to see how, you know, the work flows or something like that. But she did put me on the waiting list, because she said after my first 9 days, I am able to switch accounts if I want to. See, that's a good thing. That's a good thing about Warner. You can try different stuff. You can do OTR, dedicated, stuff like that, home daily, like that's a good thing. Like, I want to be able to try different stuff, you know what I'm saying? So she did say after my first 9 days I could try another account, and I told her, I said, I did see a Walmart dedicated, you know, position, because the reason why I went to Warner, because I wanted to get on a Walmart dedicated account. I did not know Warner had a Walmart dedicated. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I want to try their Walmart dedicated account. You know what I'm saying? She said, oh yeah, they based out of Illinois, but I can put you on the waiting list, you know, after your 9 days, to see if they have a position opening on that account. You know, you'd be like one of the ones that I called to see if you want to take that offer. So I was like, okay, cool. So she put me on the waiting list for the Walmart dedicated account. So if I get tired of doing Dodger Refresh, I just switch over to the Walmart dedicated. So that'd be cool. That'd be cool. So yes. And then they do have OTR, and they do have a home daily position. So the lady called me back again and told me that, hey, I have a position to see if you want to take this one. You know what I'm saying? Because she said I can't switch accounts before I actually start. So she called me and said, I have a home daily. I'm like, okay. It will be like a 12-hour run, like a round trip, a 12-hour, like a 12-hour shift, how she said it. It will be from West Memphis to Lebanon, Tennessee. So it's like on the east side of Nashville. So I'm like, okay, cool. That don't sound bad. She said you're going to be just pulling general freight. I'm like, okay, that's cool. All dropping hooks. Cool. But she told me it will be overnight. I said, oh, no. Nah. I can't do that. Overnight? No. Like, look, y'all, don't get me wrong. I don't like driving at night, but I will drive at night if I have to. But it got to be like early morning nighttime drive, like 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what I'm saying? So when she said it was gonna be from 6 to 6, like 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., I said, nah, nope, I'm not gonna be able to do that one. Even though it will be less money, less pay and stuff like that, I said, well, no, I'm just gonna stick to the Dollar General Fresh account and just, you know, do my 90 days on that account. And then if I can switch over to the Walmart dedicated, we can do that. So, yeah. So I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to start my journey at Warner. Do I see myself there a long time? Probably. It just all depends on how everything is. You know, if I like my runs, if I like the pay, if I like the work, if I like my dispatcher, if I like stuff like that. Like, I'm a worker, guys. Like, don't get me wrong, guys. I am a worker. I handle business very well. You know what I'm saying? And we're just gonna see, guys. We're just gonna see how everything turn out. You know what I'm saying? It could be my first time in the trucking industry, my first year in the trucking industry. Like, I already heard the stories, like, in your first year, it could be a tougher year, but everything out of that could be a piece of cake. So we're just gonna see, guys. I do want to have my own business. Like, I do want to be an owner operator, but if I feel that company is a great fit for me, cool. Like, well, I ain't gonna say a great fit, but if I feel like they've been a company driver for a company, you know, like, especially like at Warner, if Warner treats me good, and, you know, stuff like that, I might just stay company, guys. Like, it's okay. It's all right. So that's pretty much all I have to say, guys. I've been talking for the last 30 minutes, and yes, guys, that was just a quick rundown of how everything went, as far as like getting my CDL, as far as the new job, and as far as my departure from Nike and stuff like that. And that's it, guys. So the next time y'all see me, I'll probably like, I'm going to let y'all know, guys. It'll probably until I get my own truck. I'm gonna try my best to record like talks like this, like talking videos like this, just to get out a quick update on my experience, like far like orientation and training and stuff like that. But other than that, I want to get like the real full content is when I get a new camera, because the camera that I got now is a GoPro Hero 12. For some reason, it don't want to record stuff like that, because I do plan on getting some new cameras, and I do plan on, you know, doing daily content for you guys, like on the weekends and during the week as I'm, you know, on the road and stuff like that. And guys, I think I'm gonna change the channel. I think I'm gonna change the channel name, guys. Instead of Dashing in Memphis, it's going to be Gig Work Trucker. The Gig Work Trucker, or a trucker that do gig work. Because I do plan on, like on the weekends, I do plan on doing like Walmart Spark and stuff like that. Like, I probably do strictly Spark, like on the weekends and stuff like that. But, you know, I'm gonna be a truck driver during the week. So, yeah, that's how we'll do that, guys. So I think I'm gonna change the title, change the name to Gig Work Trucker. You know, so yeah. Yes, guys. So that's pretty much all I have to say. So I really hope y'all enjoyed this ride along video, like I enjoyed making this ride along video for you guys. Also, I truly appreciate y'all like, comment, share, do all the good stuff y'all do on social media. Also hit that subscribe button and also hit that notification bell for more upcoming videos. Okay, all right. So Until next time, guys, this guy, White Mary Corn, and I'm out.